All right, so we're gonna discuss, some dry rubs and some spices versus like fresh herbs. Now, personally, as you all know, my GI issues, I can't tolerate things that have garlic and onion in them really. So I tend to do more fresh herbs, like basil, cilantro, and I'll use salt, just regular old salt for flavor. Now, the pluses with using fresh herbs is, it's pretty much almost adding a small amount of a nutrient-rich food. The basil is similar to like asparagus. It has vitamin C, it's got folate in it, vitamin K. So a lot of them have the same sort of nutrient breakdown as some of the other leafy greens and some of the other vegetables. And they pack a lot of flavor, and especially basil. A little bit of chopped basil on your fish, your rice, it goes a long way. And it doesn't add all the other junk and salt. In my opinion, I like to regulate how much salt I have, and it's like so much easier to get like fresh herbs, chop them up, put them in, and then I use the amount of salt. Because so many times I might pick up a rub and be like, oh man, this one sounds great. And I'll look at the back and I'll look at the salt content and I'll be like, 800 milligrams of sodium. I'm like, what the hell? And it's like, you try to put 800 milligrams of sodium on your food, regular salt, and it doesn't taste as salty somehow as some of the rubs do. Not to mention some of these rubs, people don't realize they have added sugar, flour, honey, and things that actually do contain calories. Perfect example, this Flavor God thing. The first ingredient in Flavor God is honey and cocoa. Those both contain calories. Now, for a serving, it's 1 less gram of carb, no calories per 1/4 of a teaspoon. 1/4 of a teaspoon is such a small amount. Now, some people when they prep, they might go through a whole jar of this damn thing in like 3 days. Well, how many servings are this one thing? 205. So this is gonna contain added calories and crap. So it's not free. Look at the ingredient list. And not to mention, it's just what they do is they just reduce the portion size so much where it falls into the category the FDA says you can label it fat-free or calorie-free if it's under a certain amount of calories. I think it's under 5 calories per serving. You can call it calorie-free. It's not calorie-free. Not to mention, this is chocolate donut seasoning. In the off-season, obviously completely fine. But for preps, I generally wouldn't recommend them. Go with more simpler things. Or if you're prepping, start with it and don't take it away. So as long as it's kind of consistent, you're fine. But what people do is they end up adding more and more spices and things as they get hungrier and hungrier. End up going through maybe a little bit of this a day to like a jar a day. And that's one thing you got to keep in mind for moderation. And there's some things that are better for prep and go a lot more way for your health and less salt. In my opinion, better flavor is fresh herbs. Not to mention some of these spices are pretty darn expensive. I also like things like this. I know it's something I don't really do have much anymore. It's just plain simple garlic salt. It's salt with a little bit of garlic in it. It has a little bit of flavor, but you know exactly what's in it. And some of these other ones, these are great spices, and there's no question about it. And they have a place in everything. This one's Thai style green curry. This one's smoked paprika, garlic, chili, and chives. Spicy stir fry. Seafood spectacular, and they're great spices. Don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking them. Just personally, I am more into fresh herbs now. Cilantro, basil, parsley, things like that. It just adds more flavor, adds more health. And if you're really into health and healthy eating, and it's good to have a change up sometimes and not to skip them. Are they more of a pain in the ass where it takes a little more preparation? Yes, but it goes a long way in flavor. There's my dog. And then there's these they sell too. Hey, shut up! These are from Whole Foods, and these are a perfect example too. If you look at some of the ingredients on here, flour, honey, organic hot sauce, garlic powder, onion powder, organic rice concentrate, which are fine. These are wonderful spices. They taste wonderful. But, back to said, when you're using fresh, you're actually adding almost like negligible amount of flavor. Vitamins and minerals. And the best part about it is, if you say you're in the carb up phase and your coach is restricting sodium and you're looking for more flavor, fresh herbs man, you cut up some fresh basil and put it on your chicken or something, or you mix it into your ground beef, chop this up and make basil burgers. Oh, so good. You're not adding any salt, and you're adding a little bit of extra vegetable. And that's no brainer. You can't really go wrong with that. But these, out of all these spices, I would say my favorites are still this brand and this company. It's got, a lot of them don't have 50 milligrams of sodium or half teaspoon, but that's my take. You know, it's my preference. You know, you're not doing anything wrong by choosing these spices right here. You know, but these generally have a lot of added crap in them. You might want to look at the ingredient list and be more conscious of what they are. But that's my take on spices and fresh herbs. May try them out sometimes. You might be surprised how much you like it. Or you have little basil plants in your kitchen. I had some basil plants going here for a while. And they're cheap. The thing was $2.99. The thing lasted me months. And I kept using basil all the time. Little pieces, little leaves here and there. It was wonderful. Over and out.